WHQL for the Everglades Amateur Radio Club net. We'll be starting the net in about 30 seconds. Anybody on frequency need to make a call first.
W1HUL, KC4. If you could check me in as an early check-in, I really appreciate it. If you copy me, over 7-3.
Luciano, I got you in. Thanks.
No problem, buddy. 7-3. KC4, stand by.
Hello, stations. Hello, stations. Hello, all stations. This is Whiskey 1 Hotel, Quebec, Lima. That's W1HQL. And I'll be acting as your net control station or the net moderator for the Everglades Amateur Radio Club weekly informational net. And you've heard me say this before, the net is to informally gather club members and other amateur radio operators and talk about ham-related information. That's what we're going to go do tonight. Get on the air and chat. Get a little input from the folks that are out there and have a good time. That's what it's all about. It's an informal net, and all radio amateurs are invited to participate. You don't need to be a member of our club, or any club for that matter, to join in on the net. And as you already figured out, this net operates at 7:30 every Tuesday evening on the club's repeater. On this repeater, for 4.800 with a PL of 94.8. And that's always immediately following the American Red Cross's emergency practice net over on 146.865. That's the Cutler Bay repeater. And as always, if there is an emergency, we will yield this frequency to that emergency or priority traffic at any time. Our club, the Everglades Amateur Radio Club, is an ARRL Special Services Club. We do offer ham licensing testing, yearly field day operations, and other ham-related activities. And regarding testing, our most recent meeting, which was this past Friday, we had one upgrade from tech to general, and I believe a tech walked out of there. So congratulations to both those gentlemen. Our club is also associated with the City of Homestead's Emergency Operations Center, the American Red Cross, and the Miami-Dade Races and Aries, and will assist in emergency communication support. Our club meetings, they occur on the second Friday of each month. If you didn't show up at the John D. Campbell Agricultural Center this past Friday, you missed out on a great meeting. This is W1HQL. My name is Steve. I'm located here in Homestead, and let's start taking some check-ins.
November Delta Mike Echo, Doug and Kendall, no traffic.
Doug, give me the call sign again. I'm sorry.
Hotel, Valeriano, no traffic.
All right, hold on. Let's start over again. Doug, come again.
Thanks, Steve. Is November 6th, Delta Mike Echo.
Okay, Valeriano.
KD4, Papa, Hotel. No traffic.
Kilo number 4, Romeo Golf Fox, Eric in West Kendall, no traffic.
AK4FU, Frank, West Kendall, I have no traffic, Steve.
Eric, give me the call sign again. I got you, Frank. Thanks.
Kilo November 4, Hotel Golf Zulu, Jeff, Tropical Park. Good evening, Steve.
Hey, got you down, Jeff. Eric, you still in there?
Yeah, I'm still here, Steve. Kilo November 4, Romeo Golf Fox.
All right, you're a bit marginal in the repeater, but I got you. Thanks, man.
Kilo 4, Sierra, November Bravo, Jose, no traffic.
Whiskey 4, Lima, Charlie Mike, from Miami, no traffic.
Charlie 4, Bravo Papa, Jose Antonio, Kendall, no traffic.
Kilo Papa 4, Kilo Delta, Eric, good evening, no traffic. November 4, Hotel Golf Zulu, Jeff, no traffic.
Let's take a breather there. I got, let's see, Doug Valeriano, Frank, Jeff, Kilo November 4, Hotel Golf Zulu, I did get you. Eric, not Kilo. Oh, I did get you, Eric. Okay, I'm good. I got both Erics. So I've got AK4FU, Kilo November 4, Hotel Golf Zulu, Kilo November 4, Romeo Golf Fox, Whiskey 4, Lima Charlie Mike, Whiskey Charlie 4, Bravo Papa, Kilo Papa 4, Kilo Delta, all the way down there from Key Largo. Got you, Eric. And Jeff, I got you down. Kilo November 4, Hotel Golf Zulu. Did I miss anyone or need any correction?
Kilo 4, Sierra, November Bravo, Jose, no traffic.
Okay, Jose, got you, man. Thank you, sir. All right, folks. as you know, you're tuned into an informational net, and what we've got for you tonight is the Perseid meteor shower is peaking now. The meteor shower is peaking as Earth moves through the debris trail of the parent comet Swift-Tuttle. What's the best time to look? Well, I'm going to have you look at spaceweather.com. All right, that's how I'm going to get you over there. If you're really interested in watching a pretty active meteor shower, and hopefully the skies will be relatively clear tonight, go to spaceweather.com. Again, spaceweather.com. And last night, there were over 76 good-sized fireballs over the United States, and an even greater number expected tonight. And what will meteors do for us also? For folks that like to utilize the trail of ions that a meteor leaves behind to bounce radio waves off of, 6 and 10 meter and even 2 meter meteor scatter may be something that will be active tonight. So those folks that are interested in meteor scatter propagation, tonight should be a pretty good night. Anybody else tune in? Do we have any additional check-ins?
That's 0WX.
This is Kilo November 4, Sierra Mike Uniform. DJ and Kendall, no traffic.
Okay, DJ, I got the Kilo number 4. I just need the others.
Kilo November 4, Sierra Mike Uniform.
All right, got it, thanks. You came in clear before, it's just that my fingers don't move that fast like they used to. All right, any additional check-ins?
This is Kilo November 4, Sierra Lima Lima in West Kendall. No traffic, hope you're well.
I got you down, Kim, thanks. All right, so verifying, I've got Don. Good to hear you on the net, WX0WX. And we've got Doug Jr., Kilo November 4, Sierra Mike Uniform, and then Kim, Kilo November 4, Sierra Lima Lima. All right, folks, I do have an announcement for you. On Sunday, August the 18th, Sunday, the Dade Radio Club is hosting what they're calling a rookie roundup. And that is going to be held over at the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Headquarters in Doral. If you don't know where that's at, that's 9300 Northwest 41st Street. So what is a rookie roundup? Well, it's an event to teach and assist and encourage newly licensed operators. And I guess we call them rookies. We're all there at one time. We're just starting. Those are you that are starting out, you've now been labeled a rookie. And you need to experience some operating on HF, UHF, and VHF. So they'll have radio operations set up so that you can try it out. HF, UHF, and VHF on the VHF bands. Now, if you want to sign up for the event, you can go to eventbrite.com. Eventbrite.com. Just type in Rookie Roundup, and it's free, and it's open to the public. So any new ham radio operators or any potential ham radio operators, drag the YL out there, one of the kids or whatever, and see if you can get them interested in the hobby. And again, that's on Sunday, August the 18th, a great event. It's called the Rookie Roundup, and it's being held over there at the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Headquarters. Listening to the W4SVI Everglades Amateur Radio Club. Net my call sign is W1HQL. My name is Steve. Also president of the Everglades Amateur Radio Club and your net moderator this evening. We're going to have a little blurb in about 5-10 minutes on SWR, so stick around. I call it SWR for Dummies. We talked about what DBI and DBD stood for. On our last net, so this may be good for some of the new folks that are starting out in the hobby to better understand some of the techno jargon that's out there. And like them, and like me, I like to keep things simple. I use the KISS principle. You can add whatever mnemonic you want to it, but I like to call it Keep It Simple, Steve. That's the best way I learn. And well, hopefully this little thing I have on SWR will help out also. I know it helped me. All right, any more check-ins out there? Comments, suggestions? The air is yours.
WX0WX, break.
Go ahead, John.
My question, if anyone's in the area of FIU looking at a kind of strong set of thunderstorm out west of FIU, anyone have any observations of severe weather?
Folks, that was WX0WX, Don. He's our National Weather Service liaison for amateur radio and spends time over at the National Weather Service during significant weather events. And he put out a request, does anybody have any weather observations, because they're picking up a cell that's west of FIU, and they're interested if there's anyone out there that may be able to give a live observation. W1H2L standing by.
Kilo India 4, Victor Echo Yankee, reference.
My QTH is Coral Way and about 92nd Avenue. I'm looking northwest. This is definitely something very severe that's moving into the area, and it looks like it's heading east, from what I can tell, east to southeast.
Copy. Don, did you get that direct?
Got it all. All the call signs. Kilo India 4.
Station that just gave the report over there from 97th Avenue. Call sign again?
Kilo November 4, Hotel Golf Zulu.
Don, did you copy Kilo November 4, the Kilo November 4 station?
This is the last three.
All right, Hotel Golf Zulu. Kilo November 4, Hotel Golf Zulu.
USL, thanks. Any other reports?
Kilo India 4, Victor Echo Yankee, reference.
Kilo India 4, Victor Echo Yankee. Lewis, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm in the area of Southwest 8th Street and 134th Avenue, and it's definitely windy, overcast and dark, a lot of thunder, and it looks like it's going to start raining really bad in a little bit. But other than that, I don't see anything else to report.
USL, thank you.
Any other station out there that might be able to give us a weather observation for that cell that's passing to the northwest of Miami, west of FIU?
Steve, let me tell you, this thing looks like it's heading east, but then it starts changing directions, heading south.
All right, copy, Jeff. Did you copy that, Don?
Copy.
All right, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much for the break.
All right, you're going to be monitoring this frequency, because I'll just make occasional pauses. Instead of blabbing on too long, I'll break often in case someone needs to interject something, okay?
Thank you very much. Back to Perseus.
Check in.
Check and go.
Whiskey Alpha 4, Victor India Sierra, Tony, Mobile, southbound 95 coming up to downtown.
Did I copy it correct, Tony? Whiskey Alpha 4 India Sierra?
Victor India Sierra, Victor India Sierra.
All right, got it. Thank you.
Kilo Mike 4, Zulu Hotel Mike, Jen and Kendall, no traffic.
Kilo Golf 4, Oscar, X-ray Oscar, Jamie, Olympia Heights, no traffic.
India 4, Victor Echo Yankee, Lewis, West Bay, I have the traffic.
Let's see, and I got Tony, Whiskey Alpha 4, Victor India Sierra. Jen, I didn't, you got in there, but I wasn't quick enough. Give me the call sign again.
Sorry, Kilo Mike 4, Zulu Hotel Mike.
Cool. Yeah, I was in the middle of doing a correction, and I wasn't able to clear the screen quick enough. I got you down, Jen. Thanks.
Kilo India 4, Victor Echo Yankee.
Hey, go ahead, listen.
Steve, I got 4 relays if you're ready for me.
All right, let's take them now, and then right after that, I'll go on to my SWR thing. Go ahead.
The first one is November 4, Charlie Juliet Golf. November 4, Charlie Juliet Golf, Carlos. Followed by Kilo Charlie 4, Charlie Sierra Kilo, Eddie. Break. Kilo November 4, Lima Tango Zulu. Kilo November 4, Lima Tango Zulu, Julian. And last but not least, Whiskey 4, Alpha Sierra. Whiskey 4, Alpha Sierra, Alberto.
Roger. I got November 4, Charlie Julia Golf, Kilo Charlie 4, Charlie Sierra Kilo, Kilo November 4, Lima Tango Zulu, Whiskey 4 Alpha Sierra. Got him down. Thanks, Liz.
Kilo, 73.
73. All right. Well, let's talk about SWR. We mentioned, we talked about what gain was all about. Now we're going to talk about SWR. Next week, I think maybe we'll talk about coax, because that's the pipe that takes your signal up to the antenna. So, what is SWR? Once you have your antenna set up, I know many of you already know the term SWR, and it's called for standing wave ratio. But why do they call it standing wave ratio? Well, we know that much of the power that comes out of your radio goes through that pipe, the coax, goes out to the antenna. If there isn't a perfect match, some of that power is reflected back, or it's standing there waiting to go out of the antenna, and it can't. So that's why they have that ratio. It's standing wave. It's a wave that isn't going anywhere. So when the output of power is impeded by some mismatch, that's why they call the wave as standing. It means that it's not being radiated the way it's supposed to. So a low SWR reading means that your antenna is transmitting the proper amount of RF power, and a high SWR means you're not. And it's sending power back to your transmitter, and your transmitter doesn't like that. So bad SWRs are bad for your radio and can break them. The idea of having SWR, understanding and reading an SWR, is to make sure that your antenna is matched properly to the frequency that you're operating on. It's not so much matching your radio to the antenna, you're matching the frequency that the radio is transmitting to your antenna. You do have a high SWR reading. That means that your worst, the worst, you can expect the worst out of your radio, and the power returning to your radio, it can damage the transmitter. So, tuning your antenna to an acceptable SWR is crucial for good performance and for the longevity and safety of your transmitter. How do you adjust SWR? Well, there's different ways you can go about it. Now, keeping it simple, you can modify your antenna, or stick a box between your transmitter and your antenna and fool your transmitter that you have a good SWR, and that's an antenna tuner. Let's go with the basics. Here I am, I'm operating my VHF radio, and I've got a 1.1 to 1 SWR, but that's going through a tuner. Now, if I eliminate that antenna tuner, my SWR is about 1.5 to 1, so it's acceptable. It's not bad at all. I got the antenna tuner in between my radio and the antenna, so I can see how many watts I'm putting out and make adjustments, because I'm always changing frequency and things like that. So I want my radio to be happy. You can adjust your SWR by the antenna. And just as a rule of thumb, not a rule of thumb, this is physics. As when the antenna is emitting energy, it's coming out in frequency, in waves, okay? And depending on the size of the antenna, okay, those waves need to match that size of the antenna. Am I making sense? So the best I can put it to you, again, I'm trying to keep it simple. Look at your VHF antenna and look at a UHF antenna. The VHF antenna is longer than the UHF antenna. That's because the frequency is increasing. So as frequency increases, the antenna gets smaller. As the frequency decreases, the antenna gets longer. So 6-meter antenna, or an antenna for a 6-meter radio, would be a lot bigger than an antenna for a 2-meter radio. And the same thing goes with the UHF. The UHF radio has a smaller antenna. A 2-meter radio, if you convert 2 meters into feet, that's about 6.5 feet, maybe a little bit more than 6.5 feet. So a 2-meter radio, okay, if you convert 2 meters into feet, that's 6.5 feet. So if you have a half-wave antenna, okay, for a VHF radio, that's about 3.25 feet. So you divide 2 meters in half, and you get 3.25 feet. So 160-meter antenna, you do the math now. How big does that antenna have to be? I'll let you ponder that one. So, if I'm going to tune an antenna to get a good SWR, let's say you're getting a good SWR on 146.520, okay? But you want to get, you operate on 147.000. All right, so you tune over to 147.000, you see your SWR is skewed a little bit away from where you want it to be. You've increased the frequency, so therefore you go out and you would cut the antenna, or you start cutting it a little bit at a time until you get a good SWR, the 1.1 to 1 you want. Now, if you needed to increase or decrease, go to a lower frequency, so let's say you wanted to operate satellites on 144.000, you would have to, if you wanted to get that perfect 1-to-1 SWR, you would have to actually increase the antenna length. That's why they say find a midpoint on the midpoint of a band, and that's usually the rule of thumb in getting your antennas cut at the correct length. That way you have some leeway on either side of it, and you stay within proper parameters for SWR that would keep your radio happy without having to have an antenna tuner. Other ways by adding coils and things like that, and there's so many things that cause an SWR to change. Your body position next to the antenna, the height of the antenna off the ground. We were having SWR issues during field day because the antenna that we were using on HF was too close to the tower. We actually had to pull that antenna away from the tower, lower it, and pull it away from the tower to get an acceptable SWR. So there are so many other factors. What I just talked about was just the bare necessity, the bare basics, so you can get the concept of frequency and SWR. And what we'll do is talk about next week is we'll talk about the pipe that sends that signal out from your radio to the antenna, because that's another component that's critical to a good having a good station. Folks, is there any additional check-ins out there?
Kilo, you got me. KG4, OXO.
Yeah, I got you.
Good afternoon, Steve. This is Kilo November 4, Delta Hotel Whiskey. David from Doral, no traffic.
David, where are you located?
Doral.
Okay, are you at home? Can you just do a quick peek and give us a weather report? I guess there's a nasty cell that may be just south of you.
Yes, sir. Right now it's raining so hard with thunderstorms.
Okay, copy. WX0, WX, I don't know if you copied that, the Doral station.
Copy that. I guess I'd ask you, would he call it severe? Is it really unusual?
David, on a scale to 1 to 10 based on your experiences with a typical Florida weather, where would you put that?
It is typical. I mean, nothing to worry about it. A lot of water, but, there's few thunderstorms. I'd say it's 5. I mean, nothing here. I mean, nothing weird, nothing no the regular days here in South Florida.
Copy, understood. Just a typical Florida thunderstorm. Got it.
Thank you, Steve. It looks like the intensity of all these has gone down, so I'll just be listening. Thank you.
No problem. You've been listening to W4SVI, Everglades Amateur Radio Club Net, call signs W1H2L. Any additional check-ins?
November 4, Victor, Quebec, Lima, Geo, out of Sweetwater, Florida.
Geo, can you give me the call sign again?
Kilo November 4, Victor, Quebec, Lima.
Got you down, buddy. Thanks. How's the weather out your way?
Looking south from Flagler Street on 102 Avenue. Very dark, very gray, and no rain so far, but it looks like it's going to be coming down really hard any second now.
All right, man. Thanks for the report. Folks, I want to remind you that W4SVI.club, W4SVI.club is the club's website. Go over there and check it out. Also, we have a YouTube channel, and you can go over there and listen to the nets. You can hear yourself checking in, see what you sound like on the radio. And also, if you missed something on the net, you can listen to the net and listen to me babble on. So that's just another function, and you can thank WD4DB, Pete, for getting that set up. He's worked it out system to make that possible. And also, we'll be posting your check-ins on a log on the net on the website also in the very near future. So something to look forward to regarding that. Just want to remind you folks that Winter Field Day, January 25 and 26. Winter Field Day, January 25 and 26. We're still looking for locations or potential locations. So please keep that in mind. Feel free to email me or call me on the radio, call me on the phone, and give me your thoughts on that. But we're looking to try to do Field Day at somewhat of a remote site, something different than what we normally do over at the club. With that, I'll take any final check-ins and we'll close out the net.
Kilo 4 Zulu Romeo Hotel, Steve in West Kendall, where it is raining. Thank you for the SWR discussion.
Okay, Steve, thanks for the comment, and stay safe over there. And we missed you over at the meeting last Friday, so hope to see you soon. Thanks for tuning in to the W4SVI Everglades Amateur Radio Club Net. It's 8 o'clock, and I am going to shut down and leave the building. I'm heading over to my daughter's home. Today is the 5th month birthday of my newest grandchild. So they're celebrating month number 5 today. So I need to go make my presents over there. Okay. Everybody have a good evening, and 7-3, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you same time, same place, same station next week.